What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH, USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Here we are, my friends. Here we are. It is the 25th day of August, and we are sitting at about $540. Can you believe it? Crazy, crazy. Just below there. In fact, we've seen a low today, the 25th, at 536. This is the lowest price that we've seen since the very beginning of the month, the 4th of August. And even then, that was only for a few days that we were down in this area. Days like this are to be remembered, right? We're not going to get this opportunity for too much longer. I'm very surprised that we're down this much. Man, 7.4% on a day like this. What are we doing as far as volume goes? It doesn't look like we've got too much volume going on, but let's see. BCH. Yeah, that's not a lot of volume. I mean, what, that's 3%, 3 point, less than like probably about 3.5% volume. So on a day like this, that's a pretty big drop for a $10 billion asset. 7% in a daily time frame. You're having insignificant volume. I don't think that this is anything to be concerned with, but more of an opportunity to take if you're feeling frisky, right? It's very much a very opportunistic moment in the history of Bitcoin Cash here. It reminds me of this moment over here. If we look, it's even got the same shape, doesn't it? It kind of without this little hook here, but it's almost got the same shape. High here, higher high, low here, and then it's like a double bottom, right? High here, higher high, low here, and you've almost got that double bottom. Maybe we go a little bit lower. It's like you fell outside of this trend right here. You fell right outside of that trend, and that's where your low was. And then we formed a new trend, and then you fell out of that trend, and that's where your low was. I very much am not concerned with Bitcoin Cash at all. What I love about talking about BCH is that I know this community, anybody who's investing in this, you've probably been investing in it for a long time. And if you're a new investor, maybe this doesn't apply to you as much, but conviction, right? A lot. And even if you are a new investor, because if you've invested in Bitcoin Cash, you're aware of what it is. You've probably got some conviction in this thing, right? It's the it's the one coin that genuinely has a chance, I think, to overtake Bitcoin, right? It is Bitcoin. It's just the better Bitcoin. But most people don't admit that, right? They don't admit that. Here in this community, we do. We admit it freely. It's not anything to be ashamed of, right? It's nothing. And I don't know. The Bitcoin community thinks that BTC is the better Bitcoin, and I suppose it is debatable to some degree in that sense. But if we cut the crap and we get down to brass tacks, I mean, it's not a competition. It's not even close. And whenever the community of crypto realizes that, whenever this is an openly discussed topic freely amongst the crypto community, that's when Bitcoin Cash is really going to flourish. So moments like this at $540, even comparing it to an asset that's worth $100,000, and this thing has that same exact potential to get there. I mean, it's miraculous, this opportunity that we have right now. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, I want to go from the 1 hour and then pump it back out here. Let's see. The RSI is rejecting the oversold zone. I mean, man, that is some low readings in the RSI there, you guys. We've gotten this low before. It does promote decay, a little bit more decay, and then maybe we can turn around. So I would expect we go lower. Stochastics look terrible. The MACD looks terrible. We're probably not going to get a whole lot off of that other than just these terrible, terrible signs here. What a horrible downtrend we have. I'm curious. What's Balaji's doing? I'm curious here. What are the liquidation levels for Bitcoin Cash? Not many people trade it. I've discovered that, right? It's not something that a lot of people trade, but still a lot more shorts. Yeah, definitely a lot more shorts piled on. Look at the past day. It's probably going to be very sparse. Still a lot of shorts piled on, yeah. Yep. Maybe we go down, whoa, 520. I don't know, man. That's crazy, but hell, 540 is crazy. Yeah, if we go all the way down to 500, we clear out all the longs that are left for this thing. That might be what's necessary. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not saying that we go to 500. I'm just saying at this point, I wouldn't be too surprised. Would you be surprised? How low is this low here, right? That's at about 515, 520, 500, somewhere in that area. We could go down there. Absolutely, we could. But I don't expect it to be long lived. This opportunity here, even if we do go lower, understand that even at these prices, this is not long lived, let alone lower prices. We're going to come right back up with a vengeance. And I think this dip is exactly what we need to see before we start to rip. Okay. The stochastics look bearish. The MACD is actually at an area where you'd like to see it turn around. So maybe we get a quick dip over the next like 4 to 8 hours and then we come back up. That'd be nice. But RSI and the stochastic suggests we got lower prices to go. That's for damn sure. Daily time frame. Starting to turn a little bit bearish on the RSI, right? You had this downtrend, and that's not a bad thing in the RSI. Whenever you have an uptrend, right? Typically, lower lows and lower high and higher high, lower lows and higher lows in the price. That's actually a really good thing. When you start turning those lower lows in the RSI to lower lows in the price as well, that's whenever things get a little bit slippery here. And we are at some of the lower readings we've seen in a while. We've bounced right off the 40 before. We're pretty damn close. We're actually like right at it right now. Could we go lower? Sure. Maybe tomorrow we go all the way down to $500. It looks like we're at the oversold zone or even through it, but then we come back up and close green by the end of the day. So then it's like we bounce off of this area. I don't know. The stochastics rejecting the 50. That should have been a dead giveaway. I didn't see that myself, but that should have been a dead giveaway. MACD is building bearish momentum. All bearish things, but overall bullish posturings, right? Overall, we are in a very bullish environment with Bitcoin Cash. And of course we are. Of course we are. We are just above our consolidation point here, right? This very large consolidation point that lasted since March of last year, 2024. We're consolidating here. We're consolidating above the even larger consolidation point, your lifelong consolidation phase dating back to 2018, 2017. You're going to rip. You're going to see a fantastic move in any day, any week now, right? We can see that there's a bit of a difference of results that you're getting here. You moved up, you moved down very fast. You moved up, you moved down immediately. Here, you moved up, and you're moving down, but you're consolidating. You haven't made an abrupt move down like these, and I don't think that you will. Different behavior begets different results. If this is the behavior of the downside, this might be the behavior of the upside, right? And inevitably, we're expecting that Bitcoin Cash does see some fantastic growth in a very short amount of time. The RSI is bullish. At the moment, I guess rejecting the overbought zone is not necessarily bullish, but we do have lower lows in the RSI with higher lows in the price. Stochastics are taking a bearish turn. The MACD looks bullish. Overall, the stochastics are bullish, but maybe we come down a little bit. If this week can come back and close green, the stochastics would actually look good, right? Because they closed last week here. So, like, the blue line would have been here and there. So, if this week can come back and close green, this ugly look on the stochastics and the RSI actually would both look really good. So, in all fairness, you look ugly now, but you got 6 days and 2 hours left. If this happens the way that I think it will, we'll move down a little bit more. We'll have an explosive reaction. Bitcoin Cash by the end of this week, even the end of this month of August, it should be up well above $600, maybe even above $700. You never know, man. When this thing moves, it moves very fast. All in all, you guys know the game plan, right? We've made sense out of it plenty of times. We're expecting a $1,600 price at the minimum. We're expecting a $2,200 price at the maximum. Something right there in the middle, 2,000, 1,800, something like that. That's where I'm expecting that we go, okay? If I'm wrong on that, I think that I'm only going to be wrong to the upside. It's only because we went higher than anticipated. And to be completely fair, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did that. That's kind of also a target, but it doesn't have a specific area because who knows how high it'll go. It could really, we could go to 3,000, we could go to 6,000. I don't know. This thing's been pent up for so damn long. I don't know what kind of bullish ammunition we got in store here, but it's going to be a fantastic move one way or another. Even at $1,600, it's a fantastic move because we'll be breaking out above our last cycle's highs. So I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. And buy the dip. Hell yeah. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.